Hey up everybody, Magpie Gaming here. I hope you're all doing well and welcome to another episode of latest EFT news. So things have been a little bit quiet regarding the game, but there's been some changes over the last couple of days. I've sat back and waited for all of them to sort of come out before I report on them. But we've had some changes to the boss spawn rates, so all of the regular bosses, I'll throw up the numbers on screen now anyway, but all of the regular bosses have had around a 5% increase to their spawn chances. So looking at Killer, Gluhar, Sanitar, Sterman and Rashala, all of them have gone from a 10% chance to a 15% chance to spawn, with Tagilla being the exception. He's gone from 7 to 10. And then we move on to the rogue bosses, who have had a little bit of a buff as well in their spawn chances. This equates to around 2% though, so it's not a lot, but it is a slight increase. So on Lighthouse, for instance, there was a 7% chance for them to spawn before, there's now a 10%. That is the map where you've got the highest chance of seeing them. And for Shoreline, Woods and Customs, they've moved up a little bit. Customs, very, very low chance of seeing them on there. But to be fair, Shoreline and Woods is a low chance, and even Lighthouse, it's still very low. When you compare the spawn rates of the standard bosses, so Gluhar, Sanitar, Rashala, etc., those were running at between 25 and 35% chances of spawning in the last wipe, but they've been toned down significantly in this wipe up to now. Not really sure why that is. It could be server issues, trying to move people through the game more. Obviously, if you come up against a boss, you're going to linger around in that raid for a lot longer, so it could be that it's just a way to move people through the game. I'm not 100% sure. There has also been some buffs to the 5.56 ammunition. I think all of the ammunition across the board has been given a slight buff in damage and penetration power, so it makes that platform a little bit more viable now. So it was a little bit of a meme in the last wipe that 5.56 was just rubbish. You might as well just sort of hurl abuse at people, it'd kill them quicker. So yeah, it should be a little bit more viable for people now that like to use that platform. And the last bit of news is that there seems to be a lot of reports about DeSync within the game. Now, I don't have any examples to put on screen myself, but I have witnessed massive desync in the game just recently, from scavs that never seem to want to die no matter how close you are to them, no matter how hard you're hitting them. I do know that some scavs can have up to 700 HP, so it can take a while to kill them, but some of them just seem absolutely invincible. I've also seen issues of shooting, hitting somebody and killing them, but it taking around a second to a second and a half for it to actually register in the game. Now, that's not really acceptable for a shooter where time is everything. Timings are everything. So what is actually going on, I really don't know. It could be that just huge demand on the servers at the moment. Maybe the servers just aren't as good as we're led to believe that they are. Now, previous wipes, we've had the queue system come in so that people had to queue to get into the game. That for me did mean that you got sort of a solid game once you were in, although waiting in the queue was annoying. I'm surprised that BSG hasn't brought that back. I expected that to come back the instant they wiped the game, but it hasn't. So I'm wondering if maybe that could be one way of sorting these issues out. I understand that's really controversial and people don't want that, but if it means we get a smoother game, maybe it's a compromise that we could take. I've been looking on Twitter this morning and I've seen a lot of streamers saying, you know, they're struggling with desync. The issues have been way worse this weekend. Also, lots of issues with people reporting cheaters as well. So I think you maybe get that week and a half where there's very little cheating goes on in the game, but it doesn't take those guys long to work around the cheat systems and get their hacks back out. So it's unfortunate, but hopefully some of these issues can be fixed over the coming days. Maybe BSG will put a statement out or say something regarding the servers. When you've got prominent streamers that are really struggling with it, it does highlight the issue to the company, so hopefully something might get done in the coming days. But that's pretty much it for the latest news, ladies and gentlemen. As always, thank you very much for watching and listening. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Stay safe and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.